Now, the swearing-in of Nairobi County MCAs is currently underway at City Hall, and this will be followed later by the election of the County Assembly Speaker. The voting exercise had earlier been threatened with a court order, but the clerk of the Assembly, Jacob Ngwele, continued with the exercise after scrutinizing the court documents. He said nothing could stop the Assembly from conducting the swearing-in ceremony and election of the Speaker thereafter. Now, those are live pictures we are bringing you from the Nairobi City Hall as the swearing-in continues. Members of the County Assembly taking oath of office, and later on they will be electing their Speaker. I'll now hand it over to our senior reporter, Patrick Amimo, who's there covering that for us, to just give us an update on the intrigues that we expect, especially after they take oath of office and, of course, the contents of the court documents that threatened to stop this particular process. Patrick.
Yes, as you rightly put it, this particular swearing-in process or the administration of oath was supposed to start this morning at 9, but it could not start until 3 hours later due to the court orders, several court orders that had been issued stopping the exercise. And we're told that both these orders came from the ODM and Jubilee side against, they were contesting those members who are nominated. Remember, this particular county assembly has 30 of nominated members, and it was contested even prior to this particular swearing-in ceremony. We saw those disenfranchised members or those who felt had been shortchanged appear before the political parties and district tribunal, and even the Chebukati team IDC committee on dispute resolutions are trying to say that they wanted seeking a change in the party list of nominees. But it appears this matter, even after ending up in court, it was not settled. That's why we saw today's process, at least the 3-hour delay. But after that, as it were, the clerk of the Nairobi City County Assembly already has kick-started the process. So far, we have 75 people, members of the County Assembly have taken oath of office, and the exercise is still ongoing because we have 122 members in total. After this particular election, after this particular administration of oath, we'll have at least members now decide to elect the Speaker, and after the election of the Speaker, they'll also have to elect chairpersons of various committees. There are about 25 committees in this county assembly. But just of note is that this particular matter was that in terms of party strength, we're looking at least. Jubilee has a control. Jubilee is controlling about 45 seats. Members elect of this county assembly. Jubilee is controlling 45. NASA and its affiliates are controlling 39 seats for those MP elects. And by virtue of these, Jubilee was given 20 slots to nominate members, which were supposed to include the female gender, people with disabilities, and the youth. And the NASA allied parties were to nominate 18 members. We only have one member from the People's Democratic Union, that is PDU, which has one elected member from Kibra's from Kibra area, who is a member from the PDU ticket, but the rest are then from either Jubilee or NASA. But as it were, after this, once they are sworn in, there are 122 members of the county assembly. Then they'll revert to the process of electing the Speaker. And so for one to be declared elected Speaker for this particular case, he or she must garner 81 votes from the members of the county assembly. And so far, we have 5 interested people who are contesting this particular position for the Speaker, to be Speaker of the County Assembly for Nairobi. And these include former Senator Beatrice Elachi, who did contest in the Great North and lost to Simba Arati of ODM. She's later switched at least her interest to the County Assembly to see whether she'll be lucky this time round to clinch this particular coveted seat of the Nairobi City County Speaker after the outgoing Speaker Alex Ole Magelo bowed out and said he was now retiring from politics, and he was not going to defend his seat after also having suffered a defeat at his his desire to be the Kajiado West Member of Parliament, which dream was nipped in the bud during the Jubilee Party primaries because he lost the contest. So the other aspirants are also Karen Wanjiku Nyamu, who contested as a women rep for Nairobi but lost. She was Karen Wanjiku Nyamu was also a former nominated former chief of staff, and lastly we also have Abdi Ali. So those are the 5 contestants who will be gunning for the speaker seat later on. Akisa?
Well, Patrick Amimo will continue to keep tabs on those proceedings there at City Hall here in Nairobi. 122 members of the Nairobi County Assembly currently taking oath of office. Later on, they will engage in electing a new speaker. The new speaker is expected to garner 81 votes for them to be declared winner. Among those interested in this particular seat is former Senator Beatrice Elachi, who also vied for the parliamentary seat of Dagoretti North.